sir, you've been, and I straight into the conversation without any pleasantries. You cleared for allied services twice, and then you opted for IPS. Were you inspired by those times, the Sholay, Sanjeev Kumar, or Angry Young Man, Amitabh Bachchan or Zanjeer, or was it a calling?
No, in fact, I was most unhappy when I came into when the final list appeared and I was in the IPS. But then, for one thing which I was happy about, that since I was on the top of the IPS, I was getting my home card of Punjab. That was one source of solace for me, and that is the reason why I joined IPS. But my 31-year experience in the IPS has shown me that there has never been a moment of regret in it. The kind of exposure it has given me, that has been very, very satisfying.
Well, that shows in your dedication because you started very fine initiatives. And one of such is this Sarak Suraksha Force. So tell us about that initiative because this is something which has never been thought of. It is very deployed in highways.
Yeah. So it is not just about Sarak Suraksha Force. We have Shri Karan Taji here, who's again a top administrator of Punjab. So when you work in administration, I come from a political science background, and I see that in the administration there are many gap areas. The kind of government structure which we have carried over from the past and the kind of demands which our system is making, there are so many gap areas, and this Sarak Suraksha Force was just to fill in a gap area that all of us could have seen that there is no traffic deployment on the state and national highway, and majority of accidents were taking place on the state and national highway. So this was a big gap area. We just filled in this gap area, and just filling in this gap area bottomed the mortality rate by 5%, while all over India it is increasing by 12%, but in Punjab it has come down by 5%.
In fact, the major things in accident is that trauma care being immediate. So does this provide for that?
Yeah. So one of the factors which we realized when you study the problem, you get to have new insights into the problem. So in the traffic accident, the death is not only because of the physical injury, but it is also because of the trauma which a person who suffers an injury, but when he sees his immediate friend has passed away, he gets into a trauma, and that trauma causes the death. So when we prepared this force, we thought that it's important that they should be able to counsel the person, they should be able to calm the person there and then, because that calming is the most important thing. Whether medical aid for that person is not that important, is being able to bear with the loss of the close friend or co-traveler, that is important. So we trained our people in that counseling.
Absolutely, and that's a wonderful initiative. And I think the police force is doing a lot of trust building among the public. But with your this career of 3 decades and over, what is your experience and what do you feel one superpower should have, a police officer must have? And you feel that you were able to encourage the young officers towards that?
See, one of the things which I have learned is that police, you are always dealing with emergency situation, and there is a lot of energy in that field. So one, as a police leader, you should not be able, you shouldn't be swayed by that energy. You should be able to maintain a distance from the problem and think in a calm manner, then only you can sort out that problem. So if you get entangled into a problem, you will never be able to, you will aggravate the problem. So this is one learning, that you should be able to separate yourself and take a dispassionate decision.
That's a very good takeaway, a dispassionate decision. But tell me this thing, that one area where we really need a police reform towards a better administration, collaboration between the police force, public and the administration itself?
So I personally feel that one area where we can really do with lot of reform, police also and the general administration also is listening to our people, because ultimately we are a democracy and we are all public servants and we owe a salary to the common people, and we have to lend our ear to the common people, listen to them and come out with some constructive solutions to their problems.
Thank you so much for that. But now I will dive straight into the rapid fire, which I think everybody here is looking forward to know more insight into who you as a person are, because we have seen your dedicated officer's life. So, apart from being a busy officer, do you indulge into anything else like reading or watching TV? What are your favorite pleasures?
I feel that every officer, every public servant, every person who has to work in a stress condition, he should be totally rested. He should have enough of rest, because if he is not rested, he will get irritable and he will commit a blunder. So one, I believe in taking rest. I believe in taking long walks in the park, which relaxes me, going back to the nature, which relaxes me. So.
Do you ever watch TV, web series? Because we have a lot of them on Fox these days.
No, I don't, because somehow after you cross a certain age, you don't want to fill up your mind with unnecessary information. I think.
lot of cases which are like completely unique with this generation, with the AI coming in, cyber crimes. I think a lot of drama happening there already. So you avoid the TV dramas.
I avoided that kind of drama also and other drama also, because you have to be focused on your, the more things you have going on in your mind, worse your decision making will be. So you should only take in information which is relevant to your field.
But how do you manage the drama balance between work, home and family? I'm sure that is a tricky part to balance, because drama is work free, home free, family free.
So as long what I try and do, not very successfully, sometimes situations do come up, but what I try and do is that wherever I am, whatever I am doing, I try and be fully in that and cut out all the distractions, all the this thing, that when I am with the family, I am with the family.
Is it difficult to be like that, cut off yourself and be there 100%?
If you are by temperament calm, you can separate yourself from situations and not let the situations dominate you, then.
So is there been a situation that you've been caught in a tough spot with your senior? So how have you sailed through that? You maintained your calm, or you let that?
No, there is no point in engaging with a senior, because ultimately any kind of confrontation, any kind of contestation is counterproductive. You sink deeper into that, and the better option is that you take a break from the situation, and after taking a break, you just think over the situation, and then you can find ways and means to get out of that situation. For instance, I had a major issue in my career when a particular government came in and they started hunting me down, and that was the time when I took a break from this and went on a Government of India deputation, and that in the long run I realized that had that crisis not arisen, I wouldn't have gone on Government of India deputation, and I wouldn't have got this kind of
experience. So you definitely implement your political science and diplomacy lessons in life for sure.
Yeah, I would say the last one, calming the mind, because you were there in the situation.
I think everybody that's a common pattern. Where you calm the wife. How difficult it is to calm the wife?
Over the period of time, you learn the art.
I think after this, we may need to know what art it is. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for this lovely conversation, sir.
One audience question is allowed.
Yes, one question from the audience, please. If we have, yes, please go ahead.
Do you feel your role needs meditation at the back end?
Look, meditation definitely helps, but I would say that let us not put it into categories as such. Meditation is something which should become part of your life as such. So whatever you are doing, it should be meditative kind of doing. Instead of keeping a slot for meditation, in your work itself, I think one should be meditative.
Any complications that being, as you said, walking, being in the nature could help?
So one thing, like when I totally walk down in issues, what I do is I close my room and go to sleep. And once I wake